And we're back. Told you it'd be very, very quick. So, gonna do the sword now. Because once we've done the sword, we can assemble this guy. The sword and the hourglass. That's kind of it. Catch Dark Angels wrong. I didn't, mate. You didn't convince enough people to vote for Dark Angels. That was very definitely on you. It's your fault. And it's Fish's fault for voting for Ultramarines. And I didn't vote. So if Vish hadn't voted for Ultramarines, and you'd got one more person to vote for Dark Angels, I'd have voted for Dark Angels to split the tie, and it would have been a Dark Angel. Talianis, thank you for that follow. Alright, going with white. And Biker189 for that follow as well. Happy you find the Imperial only painting channel? Yeah, sure. It's definitely only Imperial stuff that we do here, and no other minis of any type at all. I don't know if you guys have seen this guy once he's been put together. That is the Mohawkminiatures tie scheme. We've got the red and yellow on the base. We've got the purple and the blue. There it is. There it is. I'm allowed to paint targets. Oh. I see. To be fair, a lot of what we've painted this year has been Imperial stuff. Where it's been My Knights, Custodes for Akuno. What else have we done that's been... oh yeah, the Nurgle Demon Army we repainted an entire weekend. An entire weekend. I think it was more an entire Nurgle Demon Army painted in a weekend. I think that's the one right there. Wafflecraft, welcome back. Right. Don't fuck this up. Nick, you're going to want to look away in a minute. Nick doesn't like the bit that's coming next. I don't like doing the bit that's coming next, but it's got to be done. Spoilers. It wasn't that bit. My ink separates slightly, so let me just mix this all back up. Yeah. So this is edge highlights on the sword. Now the edge highlights on the sword are the easy bit. The bit that comes next is still easy, you know, it is. You have to focus, and it's an exercise in how long you can hold your motherfucking breath for. Looks awesome when only the blue part were highlighted. You didn't like this at all? You don't like the extra edge on that? Fair. I think without it, it looks like you've missed part of it. I think it looks incomplete. And it'll look better in a second when we hold our breath for 5 minutes straight and paint one thin white line. Can't watch a scene in 5 minutes, yeah. So, bye Nick. He gets full on anxious over this. You can't watch it. Right. Just going to move my palette and settle into my extremely... don't do this for a long period of time painting position, but it's super stable. Try and do it without my head in the way. Glad I checked that. Forgive the silence. It's got to be done. I don't think anyone likes painting this part. You have to. You just have to. If you don't, same as that white line on the top, it's not complete. And everyone knows you ducked out of painting this part because you didn't think you could do it. All you've got to do though is draw a straight line. Skinny one. Not bad. Got a little bit more to put in just here though. Just where that darker area is, we just need to broaden that white line. There we go. That's not perfectly straight, which is a shame. Yeah, we're going to do the text on the sword. You think I'm joking? We've also got to do... just a little ping. Now we got to do this. Why do you think we've left the shoulder pad off? And the head off? You try to get to this area without also having to duck around some stupid melon head this dude's got. That is a fantastic helmet. Put on this side, there's less position to brace against, unfortunately. Over 100 hours, 20 for that mark. Hey, well done, dude. Well done. You don't like the helmet? I like the skull helmet. I think he looks cool. I think it's one of the best skull helmets that I've ever seen, in fact. The Chaplain on the bike and the Terminator Chaplain do definitely beat him in terms of I've got the coolest skull face. But that being said, I still really like this, guys, and we're going to just do another little line here. We zoom right in now. Bing. There you go. There's a sexual line. I mean, I'd have thought a sexual line was more of a chat-out line style, but okay. Right. This one's easy because you see they've given us lines to follow and none of them are straight, so you can chill out while you paint this part. You also don't need to do every single letter and every single facet of every letter, because we want our highlights to look a little bit more natural. We don't draw boxes around things. So this part's pretty simple. Just takes a little bit of brush control. And that's kind of it. A Gamer Stuka, what up, dude? We get more of a hawk shot. Yeah, we've already got all or nothing now. I trimmed it yesterday. This is the first time since I think February I've had the Moe exactly how I want it to be. So I trimmed it all the way down to like this far off my skull. And then when it grew back, the front was still shorter than the back, so I had to cut it all the way back down again so they all grow back up. And now we've finally got that nice Roman bush, flat top kind of mohawk. So I should do it all again. Does anyone actually know what this says? Because I can't work it out. It says terminus something. And I can barely read it. If I'm honest, I can barely see some of it. I don't have the Aid Cook X-ray vision specs or anything like that, so terminus. Something it begins with a U. Ulmara. I mean, I barely speak English. Latin is pushing it just a little too far. No, it's not terminus est. That lower word is way too long for an est. Still yellow in there. That's natural. I'm a very dirty blonde. Just ask your mum. Ultimaris. Okay. What's the deal with Ultimaris? Is that like ultimatum, but more Latinish? It's not Latin, it's High Gothic. Yeah, we can call it Pig Latin if you like. We have just gone into one of the recesses there, which is really annoying because we missed all of it until we hit that one. It's alright, we can fix that. Boom. Whew. Sorry, I wasn't talking to you. Do you think GW would do a Primaris Vindicator or Land Raider? I think they have already done a Primaris Land Raider, and that is the Repulsor. And that's the best unit to get. A Vindicator. I really hope not. To anyone that loved the new Primaris tank that came out today, you've heard my opinion probably from a couple of other people, and you didn't like it then, I'd imagine, either. I thought it looked fucking terrible. I know that when I was 7 or 8 years old, that's how I draw cars. The new Marine tank looks like an 8-year-old has sat there and gone, I'm gonna draw a car. Here's my car. Yeah, way, I love it. Actually, I'll make it fly. Wow. And then gone, I'll put guns on it. Wow. With a turret. And that's exactly what it looks like. Imagine Primaris not getting new things all the time. I can't live in that reality. What is this twisted, strange world that you live in? We need to do a little light glim on this. I'm sorry, I think it looks dumb. I think it's one of the dumbest tanks that they've done. I didn't mind the Impulsor. I thought that was good. I know this is built on the Impulsor, but the Impulsor looked like a transport. It looked like that kind of beach landing craft slash ATV. You know, I was totally down for that. But come on, really? Just gonna stick some guns in it and go, hey, let's buy. We all know it's going to be undercosted in terms of points and overcosted in terms of De Niro. And that's just the way it's going to be. Right, now we're going to assemble our Primaris Duder. So let's pop the backpack and the arm. Alright, let's do the hourglass bits first. So we've got the white ink on our palette, and that's nice and fresh. What about the new monolith? The new monolith looks sweet. Really like the new monolith. But I'm not into the aesthetic of the Primaris tanks. I don't like it. The Repulsor looks okay because it's chunky. Meh, it's alright. The Impulsor was a bit... Yeah, it's cool. I like it. The Invader ATV, again, 8-year-old drawing. The Tarantula Sentry Gun looks so shit. I literally had some of those when I was a child in the Space Crusade expansion. They haven't really changed at all. Super excited for the potential of New Orc Boys. I think that's cool. Shame they've come in at just the right time in a brand new edition for nobody to want them. But that's cool. That's cool. I like it. Potential new Lilith Hesperax, which Frozin is buzzing over. That's a little glint on there. Now we need to do another one this side. We're not going to do the back side of it. I want that to be in the shadow of the Judiciar. But yeah, love the monolith. That was sick. That was sick. Was there cultists as well? Didn't see that. But it was a very, very quick sort of flash at the end of the video, and it's not like we've had time to sit and re-watch several times. Damn, I'm just twisting the wire here. That's properly glued in. No cultists. Oh, okay. You got the Blackstone ones, let's be honest. It's not ideal, and I know it's not what Chaos players were necessarily after. Damn, that's in there tight. Alright, we'll have to cut this one off, and then hopefully see if we can just get through the super glue that's holding that. That's better. Phew. Too many sprues! Dude. I have risen from the painter's block. Is this like writer's block, or you mean you have a literal block where you've been painting? Are you like Jenny from the block, but with plastic crap on top? The other hand. Right, let's see if that little spot there is visible. The yarn is attached. Survey says no, it is not. Happy fucking days, man. So, let's get a tiny dot of super glue onto this. How do you subscribe? You're on a phone, right? I don't know is the answer to that. Somebody on a phone. How does Nick subscribe? Firstly, buy a PC, cretin. Really happy with non-metallic metal gold? Awesome. I don't do a lot of it. Because it's something I'm not very good at and I need practice. But it's something I can only really practice on my own minis. I can't practice on anything that's commissioned because that's not where you practice. Right? There are a lot of people I know that take on commissions that are taking them on to be able to paint toy soldiers that other people are paying for, and that's not the way. God damn, that just sits on there, doesn't it? Mate, if the bloke that did your painting was pulling your pants down, you'd have a bigger smile on your face. I, on the other hand, would not. Okay, you've got some really good suggestions from chat on what to do, but chat, I just want you to point out that I nicknamed this guy Forrest Gump. So dial it down a little bit in terms of techie suggestions and instead go with, whoops, we need the easy to build version, although this easy to build backpack is pissing me off right now. Savage ELC, thanks for that follow. Stay there. Cool beans. Right, we can now get the head on as well, I reckon. No, we should still keep it separate just to do a few little bits and pieces. But this guy, currently headless Judiciar, he's looking pretty sweet, I think. I do like the hourglass. That's come out really nicely. Big happy with that. And here, Smithy, you were asking about this earlier on. That's our Skorpekh Lord so far. We've got some Necron glyphs on his head. We've done some freehand red stripes. We've done a little battle damage in there as well. We're going to carry on now with the highlights on this guy. What have we actually got left to do on this guy? Other than the base, obviously, we've got a fuckload of gold to do. Got a little bit of silver to do. So we can do some metallics because I hate that. And I'm going to take a break in 30 minutes. So what have we got I can do in 30 minutes? We could do a load of silver and then have a break. And it means I don't have to come back from my break knowing I've got to highlight metallics. So that means we do this little bit of silver here, we do a load of silver on there. So let's do that and get that out of the way. Speaking of out of the way, let's get our little model holders out the way. Oh, chocolate. There's definitely going to be some chocolate and there's going to be some whiskey. Hey! Is that 5 months worth of subs? And he has no idea how to. And that just goes to show the generosity of the community right here. So Nick, this means that you are now eligible to enter our sub-only giveaways. We might end up paying some Dark Angels for you at some point. Push the moving picture, eat a box of chocolate, randomly yell, Jenny! That's Arnie. Jenny! Take up table tennis, then press the purple subscribe button. Oh, and maybe go shrimp fishing. That is a good set of instructions for Forrest Gump. Bought stock in a grocery. Yeah, they sold apples. Turns out they did it really well. Oh, that's why. I must have wind that around my leg. I wonder why I kept rubbing into my desk. Right, highlights on the chain. So we've got some Vallejo Model S silver here, which is a really, really bright silver. It's not like speed metal. Janelson! Hey, sweetie, how you doing? Let me give Ninja Wolf his meeps. Oops. It's NJA. W. There you go, dude. Bam. There you go, mate. You're all sorted. Above all, trying to get shot. Trying to get shot in the buttocks. The bit where he shows that to Kennedy was hilarious. So we're trying to keep contrast on the chain, which means we're only highlighting one part of the link, so the part towards the top, apart from that one where I accidentally did the whole thing. So we've got a light point and a dark point on each one of these chain links. All of the silver that we've base coated was base coated with a mixture of gunmetal and Vallejo metallic black. You then put a black wash over this as well using the dark tone from the Army Painter. So what you've ended up with is a really, really dark base metal and these super bright highlights on it are really, really catching the light. So it's keeping the low value for the majority of the chain, and it's giving us that amazing extra bit of contrast that we're always after. Just gotta be careful with your highlights, that's all. just got back from a run and you've made a lot of progress. Now I'm going to return to painting my Reaper High Rollers, currently on the 3rd of 6. What is a Reaper High Roller? Also, Polywots Cracker, thank you very much for coming back. We've been a busy boy. Have not stopped apart from a little bit of dinner, a little bit of lunch. We're about to stop for about a 5-minute break in about half an hour though. So I say about to stop. Could grit it out for a little bit longer. Boom. Go for chonky boy. So silver highlights. Here we go. So again, I'm going to keep these real small. Want all of these to remain quite dark. And also I hate doing this, so if we can keep these small, I can get through it quicker. Sometimes that's a big factor in what you're painting. Funny Me's from Reaper Minis, part of their Kickstarter, percent D&D classes and multi-face dice. Oh, sweet! That sounds awesome. We're going to do a whip in about half an hour for probably just sort of 10-15 minutes tops. Because I don't want to take a long break, otherwise I'm going to be working really late tonight. And I'd rather get some sleep and be fresh for tomorrow. But we're probably going to be going till midnight, which is another 2.5 hours. So we've got time for a little break. If we can get all of the metallics done, that's all the gold as well. And the gold, unfortunately, is a 2-stage highlight. Then we're just at armor highlights, OSL, and basing tomorrow. Plus a few little details like his coat, the purity seals, an ultramarine symbol. We need to do that. Let's do that when we're a bit fresher in the morning. We've done some freehand today already. And that'd be a really, really good spot to get to. So fingers crossed we can do that. I want to spend a decent amount of time on the bases. Can I put a gunpowder diorama with it? Yeah, of course, man. Definitely. The whips for any kind of model that you guys are working on. We've got people in the chat that do historical stuff, that do scale model stuff. You know, I enjoy looking at these things, even if it's not something that I would necessarily choose to do. But there's a lot of techniques, there's a lot of information to glean from people that do the other modeling hobbies. So I'm all in favour of having stuff like that in the chat every now and again. A little bit of battle damage there on that joint. See what we did, just a quick under highlight. Helps make that look a bit more 3D. And I know on that one we've done the underside of these areas, but that's because the top side is hidden. I need to find a way of still making those stand out, so therefore we had to do the other part. Dark Angel symbol. Nick, I told you, if you happen to win it, for you and you only, because I have known you as a personal friend for a good long time now, I will repaint his shoulder pad. Frown! So if anybody else wants to win these, anybody else wants to win these, exclamation point rules, and read the rules. And then exclamation point ticket, get yourself a ticket. Or several. If you buy 3, we give you 1 free. If you buy 10, we give you 5 free. You want to know who else is in the contest? Exclamation point who. You start thinking, actually, I really want that. I will buy a couple more tickets just to try and get get me that Skorpekh Lord. Or that I wish I was a chaplain Judiciar. Then there you go. All that information is there for you to see. And it's a good way of us making sure our contest stays transparent. There's no weird shenanigans happening. Look at how much difference those tiny little highlights are making to that silver. Smithy just wants the crons. They're cool, man. I'm keeping a set for myself now. After seeing the Warriors in person, I don't mind their slightly derpy heads. I will probably go with the other Warrior heads, the ones that are less battle worn. That's the word I was looking for. In my head I had a very different and bad word, but that's the one that we're looking for. Nick, don't do it for me, mate, do it for you. If you want to win, that's it. This weekend is not about me being supported. In fact, let's have a quick I need to add filters. Let's see if we can get another prize in. See if we're at that point. Maybe. Damn. Looks like condition. Just one. That. Wow. Ready? That can't be right. Is that actually right? No, it wasn't right. I didn't think so. I can't use the spreadsheet right now. Too tired. Tommy J, thank you for that follow. What I'll do tomorrow morning is I will have a look and see how many tickets we've sold. And if we've sold it enough, we will start expanding our prize pool a little bit as well. So we managed to do this last time because we got some really, really good community support. And I think there could be something we could do. Seeing as we're doing some basing, there might be a rival crafts voucher up for grabs. That's a possibility. But seeing as this is all about brand new toys in the advent of 9th edition, maybe we look into that crazy cat. Maybe we look into amending our 3rd place prize from being the Crusade book to being something else. Can the prize pool come out the cack in my garage? You tried that last time and succeeded. So, right, that noise that sounded like a dog, that's my cat. That's me absolutely losing her shit. Every now and again she'll run through going row, 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 row. It's the most hilarious thing. Hello, you. You okay? You're being special. I mean cute and endearing, but I also mean special spelled with a 4. Your kids do that shit too. Yeah, it's brilliant. I love it. The like, rah, 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 rah noises are one of the most amazing things. Oh, I know what we could do as a prize. That's actually really good. Oh, Yeah, I've got a definite prize we can announce in tomorrow. Definitely. What did you do to my meeps? Why is she so squished? You're kind of biker from South Park. Is that a noise they made? I demand you unsquish my meeps, Commissar Bob. MCG Jager getting in. He said it.
Give me that gypsy danger, Lord, and he'll get in the damn box.
I thought that was the box you said you didn't have anymore. I thought you said you got rid of that box. So, told the missus I couldn't sort the garage until Jaden the Big fuck's sake. I'll print you one, you missed it. Well, this video, 41 minutes. You need to go back and watch the VOD because your friend here just written a big old check that he might have to cash if he's lucky or unlucky. There is no point in highlighting this. I'm just going to airbrush all around it. We should definitely not bother with that and do that afterwards. So let's avoid that entire area. Shouldn't even have bothered with the wash for that. We've got that to look forward to tomorrow. Loads of orange airbrushing. Using some inks and some Trollslet orange to really give this guy some super cool weaponry. Oh yeah. We can do this bit. If we get any paint on here, we put it on the blue, and if we get it on the blue, then we're kind of fucked. So, what's one more thing to have to try and unfuck? Right, these really irritating little segments of this hose. You're going to do the top edge of each one, similar to the way we did the chains on the Judiciar and his hourglass hand. Because I think that's going to be the only way we can stop them from sort of melding into each other. Here. Well, each one of these and the reason we're doing this, again, we want that contrast to show up. I'm going to do a little bit more at the top of that one, so as we now get into a point where that would be a horizontal line. Now, I just realized that my hobby light wasn't on this entire time. Damn. So the stream boss works on subs, bits, donations, follows, and I think you set up game sales, I think, but we don't have that obviously because we do a different kind of stream. You think you're working hard? And so any of those actions damage the boss. If you land the killing blow, you become the new boss. And we only use it for one stream a month, but it's kind of a cool thing to have anyway. But on the last stream of the month, every month, if you are the boss at exactly 25 past 11, when we're starting to wrap the stream up and start getting into those giveaways, then we give you 10,000 meeps. And considering that you buy raffle tickets to win that £50 hobby voucher that's always up for grabs every month, then that's That's a good amount of tickets. That's 25 tickets. Hi Gunner, getting a sub on. Thank you very much, man. Twitch Prime also gives you meeps as well. And every time you sub, we give you 3,000 meeps. So that's, by the time you've watched a couple of shows for the month, that's maybe getting you close to 10 tickets, 10 chances to win that £50 hobby voucher. So we do loads of giveaways, but I like to give back. You guys give me people to talk to, you give me stuff to do, you give me fun things to do. We get to see your minis in the whip. You know, there's loads going on. So it's nice to do that, I think. Right, there's that one sort of chain link hose. Look at the difference between that one and this one. Yeah, much more interest than that. I didn't know this. The more you know. Oh, there you go. See. Oh. God. I desperately need to stand up because I may have ever so slightly sat on my testicles. Whew. Break time in 13 minutes. We'll try and get most of the silver done by then, but I've got a feeling that we won't quite have accomplished all of it. Mostly because these spines here are going to be a bit of a task. Not difficult, just time consuming. I really would love to see an army done like this. I'm not going to, but let's do this section. I'm really glad this was the colour scheme that was voted on because I think it's super interesting. Your cat likes to hide things. Damn. Meeps is really, really well behaved. We haven't, like, she was always an indoor cat. When she was young, and it was only when me and my ex moved to somewhere we had a very large outdoors that they were allowed out, let alone stayed out. And so she's never gotten past having a litter box. Tried a few times, and it's not worth the inevitable mess. And if anyone moves the litter box a little, like maybe knocks it with their foot or whatever, it's out the way. It's in like the downstairs bathroom. It's a cat bathroom. Then occasionally she's a little bit hit or miss with her accuracy, but other than that, she's an extremely well behaved cat. She'll bring home mice and things, but she's not violent at all. So she just bring them in, and they just bring your pet, and then you've got to play hunt the mice. But you know, oh my god, my jinglies are a bit tingly, for I may have sat on them singularly, which has in turn given this moment the feeling of infinity. My manhood now screams pitifully. Nice. There's definitely painting me also. Chaos is always getting shit on. Time for some pointy elves. Fair enough, dude. If it helps, like, I don't even think the marine one's worth taking. At all. In fact. So to anyone that may have just had one of those commission painted by me, I am really sorry, but I also don't see the future. So unlucky, Nick. Now we know where the realistic basing materials come from. Rival crafts, definitely rival crafts, not dug up by the cat. There's no cat presence in our basing materials. Alright, nearly done on all of this. Then it's just the spine to do. Speaking of spine, oh, ow. How goes the marathon? Jotun! Going well, mate. We are going to take a break very shortly. Just for minutes, not like 5 minutes maybe. Where I'm going to have a bit of stretch, get something nice to drink. And use the loo, all the usual stuff. I'm also going to lie on the floor for a minute or two just to try and even my back out just a touch. But we're going well, mate. In terms of output, I didn't set myself any real targets for this one, because I did for the last one, like really loose targets. Sarah can hear us, everybody. Does that mean she heard my potential giveaway of a Rival Crafts voucher? Because I didn't see any like ooh about that, but you know, that could be a thing. Could be a thing. We might be expanding the prize pool. We've had a lot of support, but I can't work the spreadsheet right now to work out just how much support yet. So my brain is not in the spot to do that. Not now. We're not quite at the point of like giggling incoherently in a corner anywhere, but we're close, you know. Currently painting Necron fingernails. Or fingers, really, I suppose. The nails are the orange bit. We've just got the spine to do, and we'll do that before we have our break. And then we'll have our break. Hey, it's alright, man. Did I say rival? I'm not slurring yet. Not through anything other than, like, look at my slightly red eye kind of tiredness. But, I thought I did. I meant to. But I need to see what we're at. Like I said, this is not for me to try and make a profit on at all. We're not looking to do that. If it happens, that's nice. Just for you guys to have something cool to celebrate the launch of 9th edition 40k, which is the greatest thing ever. Because Knight's got so many indirect buffs. And we forgot to highlight his spine down here. Let's do that first, those we will forget later on. Would love a Rivals voucher. I think a lot of people would. Like, that's my absolute, I don't get basing material anywhere else. Barbed wire, I bought a load. I don't know, approaching a year ago. I didn't use a lot of it in one go. You can stretch it out. Haha. So I don't really run through that very often. The bricks. Sarah, do you sell bricks? You've got these little cast bricks. They're clay. I don't know if you've got anything similar to that. Obviously, Sarah does stock Spellcrow stuff, who are well known for their resin resin accessories and so on. So is there every chance that we could have got all of this, or most of this at least, from Sarah? Who knows? If Knight's got a bunch of indirect nerfs, this would be a very different stream. Hell no, man. Hell no. Knights were already bad in 8th, yet I was still kicking the shit out of people at events. I like the challenge. It's when it's like the last game of a tournament and you're on one of the top 4 tables. Your opponent gets there, looks at your list and goes, wow, I'm going to win. I'm going to win the event. I've got this guy in the last round. What a lemon. He must have been lucky as fuck. I may look like an idiot. There's very little may in that. Very little may in that. But I am not one. We've got loads of little bits of battle damage in this as well, which is quite nice. It's keeping this a little bit more interesting than just edge highlighting a bunch of these damn things. Love players that don't complain about meta. There's no point. There's what are you fucking changing? Like, absolutely sod all. Don't get me wrong, like every other 40k player out there, when Marines got the tremendous Iron Hands buff, I'd sit around and go like, what the fuck? Like, how is that fair to any other army? And when Imperial Fists got their Siegebreaker cohort and all of that with the other buffs and a Devastator Doctrine, I was like, well, I'm going to get fucked by every single Imperial Fist player. I think I've played 6 while they were in their spot in the meta. I managed to avoid a couple, luckily, but ended up playing Hands instead, which is by no means an easier matchup. But out of 6 Imperial Fist players, I lost 0 games. Because I knew exactly what my target priority was. I knew what I had to kill in order to stay in the game and survive. I knew what I had to be out of range of, and I can outrange an Imperial Fist Centurion bomb because my weapon range is the same as yours, your bigger weapons, but my movement range is 3 times yours. So I can make sure I get the first shot. So all you can do is hide them in cover from me and hope that you win the game with the rest of your units. And you won't. And now, because chapter approved says you can't take specialist attachments. Yes! Get in your fat face, you yellow motherfuckers. It's very cathartic, that. They can't take the Siegebreaker cohort anymore, which means I don't have to worry about 1 billion mortal wounds just shredding a knight. Dude, like, my heart doesn't bleed in the slightest bit. You've played Orcs on and off for 27-ish years, so I never ever crap out winning or meta. I'm just here to have fun. Nice. Only one captain per detachment too. Really? I didn't see that. Where's that? I'm not overly bothered by that, and I don't think any Marine players are either, if I'm completely honest. But I just wanted to get rid of Chapter Master. 2 CP for all of that? Really? And the argument of, well, you've got to castle up. That's not really a bad thing. Oh, it's from the new codex. Okay. Oh god, new codex, new strats. They might get rid of Chapter Master. Right, there we go. So that is all of the silver highlights. He says he's just double checking. I'll do a little bit more of one just here. I think we've managed to catch them all. Nope. Again, little battle damage just coming underneath those areas. That little under highlight. Help make that battle damage look 3D. And now we have definitely caught all of the silver areas. So, happy days! You kind of anxious, you seem to have gained 8 captains. Commissar Bob, you've been too greedy on the captain level. You need to spread those captains out. Janelle, are you about to buy some tickets? Because if so, I'll stick around for a second to put you on the spreadsheet. But if not, then I need to go and have a quick break now. So far, we have done all of the base coats. We've done all of the washes. Okay, cool. That's fine. I'll stick around. This is where we're at. We've got the headless Judiciar, who we could work on the head next, just to get him assembled, and then start working on the gold. In fact, I think that's what we'll do. We've done loads on our Skorpekh Lord. He's looking like an absolute fucking weapon. Such a weapon. But this guy's looking pretty swish as well. This sword, I think the blue on there, this reminds me of something out of Final Fantasy VII. So it's not quite the Cloudbuster sword, but it's that little bluish tint to it. I think we're kind of getting towards that way. And that was a super quick way to do that power weapon effect. Black, white, and then just some ink over the top. We did a mixture of black and turquoise, and then just turquoise, and bam. A little bit of turquoise with white as well afterwards. Bam. So fast. There we go. Janelle. J-A-E. I always get that wrong. Let me give you your ticket, Diane. That is 15 for you. Right, there we go. So I am now going to take a short break, 5 minutes, nothing crazy. When we get back, we're going to paint this guy's head. That includes the eyes. We'll do a little bit of glowing eyes. So I want you guys to have a think for me about what colour we should do his eyes. Bear in mind, if you've got a red mask here, that will come up to a very vibrant red. So it can't be something that contrasts too much on that. And we want to do a glow on the eye, which means that OSL feeling has to come down and touch this mask as well. So I'm thinking maybe an orange would be good, or a very pale blue, but I'll leave you guys to have a think and come up with some suggestions over the next few minutes. We're down to 3 plinths now, not however many it was earlier on. 5. I haven't started drinking properly yet. See you guys very shortly. When I get back, we'll have a little bit of a break from this and we'll do some whips, so get your stuff in Discord right now.
tickets for the ticket god. You're a bummer.
I go away for like 5 minutes. What the hell? So, this has pound sterling. This is correct. This, not correct. Nate McDade and Abaddon's Lost Arms both made donations and bought their raffle tickets whilst I was away. Abaddon's Lost Arms, I owe you 15 tickets. Nick McDade, I owe you 150 tickets. Hot damn. Hot damn. Fucking mentalist. You don't need to be doing that, dude. Don't need to be doing that. You won the night. You know, I remember when there's just 10 of us watching and most of those feature personal friends. Now look at you, 1.8. Damn, we got to 1.8? Right, 564. That's 563. Need to get to 5, 6, 7, 30. Keep rolling, keep rolling. Row count, 150. Yes, match of time. Guess it. I don't know, something like that. Oh, that was 99, that was way too long. Just marking out your free tickets, mate. Okay. After that mental donation, thank you, man, we're definitely going to have some other prizes. So I think one prize we can definitely give, and we'll announce that now, is a 3-hour painting lesson, one-on-one. It will need to be on a Monday night. It will be after the Hellstorm stream, and it won't be the Monday coming, because we're going to need some rest and recuperation time. Also, I want to give you guys a bit of time to think about something that you would want me to coach you through painting. It will be virtual because COVID. But I think that's going to be, I think that's a solid prize. That's a solid prize. So that can be either 2 1.5-hour stints, or just 3 hours of I want to learn how to paint, whatever it might be. So that will be up for grabs. So far, we have first place prize, choice of mini, plus the rest of that faction. Second place prize, the other mini, and the rest of that faction. Third place prize, painting lesson. Fourth place prize, Crusade Journal. But maybe that fourth place prize might get dropped a little bit. Jotun Wolfenrir. Exclamation point rules. Read the rules. Exclamation point ticket. But for now, whilst I have a little chocolate, I thought rather than sitting on my nuts, I'd get me some nuts. And a little medicinal apple juice. That's tasty. That's tasty. I've never had this before. It's also the first bottle of whiskey I've ever had that had a hologram on the on the seal to prove its authenticity. That's fucking tasty. But let's go and do some whipping. So what have we got? Where were we last? Last was Crown Blade. No, last was Viking. There we go. Macy. Is Macy here? This guy will never, ever, ever finish an arm. Ever. Keep starting new ones. Last week was all about Necrons. 2 weeks before that was all about this massive Slave to Darkness army. 2 weeks before that, it was putting 7 base coats of red on every single Blood Angel he got to paint. And now these. Sarah, don't bust a nut over it. Take your time, chill out. Hobby Butterfly fits Macy, yes, yes indeed. But it's a solid green, and I like the amount of contrast you've got on there, mate. Getting those washes down, this is key. Second picture is 4 of my 5-man for my kill team. Nice. I really like the guy with the butcher cannon thing. That sort of spiky Terminator armor looks sick. Okay, so the real question is how many you got painted? Like finished painted. Yeah, you said it had. Was it 170k? Could be. He goes through a lot of Warhammer. I don't know if he plays. I don't think I've ever heard him tell me about a game he had. I'll print you one, a lot of it is. I'm actually going to say legitimately 99.5% of it is grey plastic. Maybe primed. Speaking about print you one. Ooh, printed onto a Hot Toys base. I don't know what a Hot Toys base is. Dude! This is cool. So this is a... Now I understand what a Hot Toys base is. It's like a make-your-own action figure, right? Maladesh, you're brilliant. 'Twas hunger Jay felt inside, so what did he decide? A chocolate bar that was particularly snide, a small morsel to stem the peckish tide, and this time he remembered before he sat down to move his nuts to the side. Yes! Absolute boss. Absolute boss. Oh. It's more the like constantly readjusting yourself in the chair and sliding down a little bit, and it just. So this is a Hot Toy thing. Oh, holy shit. Those are figures, not actors. That's kind of impressive. You bought the base shell. Damn, man. This is cool. This is cool. I like this a lot. Very nice, mate. Proof point it wasn't that hard to do this. Nice. How tall is that? Because you obviously your hand looks tiny in comparison to the figure. So I'm going to guess maybe 12, 14 inches tall. Calling it the Spike Marine. That'll do. Yes, donation went through. You crazy, crazy bastard. You've got your tickets, man. 150 tickets, and we introduced a different third place prize, and there will be a fourth place prize. Well, we've got a fourth place prize. It'll be another fourth place prize, and our fourth place will drop to fifth place tomorrow. In part because of the support that you guys have shown. So thank you very much. Angry Marine for definite, with a power steel chair. Commissar Alfarius Whip Necron scheme, which is but tricky to see. Let's knock out some of the massive amount of tabs we've got. Keep that going. And we don't need some of these now. We know what we're doing for the rest of the evening. So silver, it looks like, with brass/copper. What is going on with the end of that guy's gun? Or is that something in the base? That looks like a hand holding a stick? Enhance. This is on the base. Oh! I get it. It's like a marine combat knife. I totally understand now. It's okay. But nice. Silver, green, coppery bronze. Damn, if you zoom in again. Zoom out. There. 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 That took longer than it needed to. Added marine knife. I was right. Excellent. Nice, man. Good scheme. Frozen! We're looking at crons, and here comes the king of the crons. Let's get some hype in the stream from Mr. Chris Frozen. How you doing, brother? How was your stream? What were you up to? Necrons indeed, man. Necrons indeed. Maybe a slightly more up-close picture. And there we can see the combat knife easily. I like it, dude. I think the green you could make a little bit more vibrant because they're very cold at the moment. But if that's the look you're going for... Awesome. Did some work on the Overlord. Want to whip? Always want to whip. Whip it out, Chris. And then more from our print you one. This is the Gunpla whip that he's working on. Looks like a robot sniper. Yes, it is in fact a robot sniper with a dead robot on the floor behind him. I mean, I don't know if he's trying to hide, but he stands out a little bit, right? But that's cool, man. I guess it's really difficult to build things at this scale as well, because everything becomes teeny. So, nice work. That bridge is sweet. It's a really, really cool bridge. Nice one. Very, very nice. Santi. Oh my god, this is the cutest thing in the whip. It's an angry D20 warrior. That's amazing. That is amazing. Ket's same. I never watched the cartoon, but I love giant robots. So that's so cool. Good job on the sword as well. Nice little fade up from the blue up to that almost white. I really like the shield. Jotun getting his ticket. Let me go and do that now. I'm gonna make sure I spell your name right as well. I'm just gonna copy you in from here. Ah, chat move.
Ooh, werewolves of Fenris.
That's right, bot lady. You say that. So for those of you that have just joined with Chris's stream and don't actually understand what's going on, currently we're just taking a break. I've been streaming for 12 and a half hours now. And we are painting some stuff from the Indomitus box. So let's just have a quick show off of what's got going on. So Chris, here is my Necron work in progress. This is the brand new Skorpekh Lord, and we have based our color scheme and paint scheme for this. That includes some of the freehand that we've done in places on Gypsy Danger from Pacific Rim. Because why would you not? Like, just why would you not? Give me a good, solid reason why you wouldn't do it. This is sick. So, very happy with the way he's coming out so far. And we have just finished the assembly of most of our Judiciar. So, the stream community chose to do a Judiciar as an Ultramarine and a Skorpekh Lord as Gypsy Danger clone. We've managed to get this guy to a pretty good state so far. And we're pretty happy with the pair of them. The head is the next thing we're going to do after we come out of the whip. But as we've been painting for such a long time, we are taking a break to go through the whip where I can just relax and then get on with it. Because we want to finish the head off this evening. And then ideally also finish all of the gold. Or at least get our first highlight down on the gold. May not do both, but get our first highlight down. So got plenty going on with that. But, I mean, this guy looks awesome. So awesome. Now, for those of you that aren't necessarily aware, we have got loads of giveaways going on. So first thing we're giving away is this. This is up for grabs. If you would like to win this exact box, completely sealed, unless you live in a foreign country, in which case, if the made to order thinks up when we do the prize draw, it's definitely coming from that country's GW. But if you want to win an Indomitus box, an entire Indomitus box, exclamation point box in the chat. It'll give you a link to my Instagram where you'll find a post on there with some instructions of what to do to enter the giveaway to win that box. If you also tag 3 friends in your reply in that post, you get 2 entries in instead of 1. So 2 chances to win that box. So if you'd like to win, there you go. If you want to win one of these minis that we're painting tonight, and all of the rest of that faction from out of this box, so let's say you win, and you choose the Necrons. You get your Skorpekh Lord, this particular one. You get your Destroyers, your Reanimator, your Scarabs, your Warriors, your Overlord, your every other thing that's Necrons out of there. First place prize in our raffle gets to choose which mini they want. Second place prize gets the other one. And all of the stuff from in that box. We've now got a third place prize, which is 3 hours of painting tuition one-on-one with me. It'll be virtual. It'll be done over Discord, more than likely, where we can both sit and paint probably the same kind of miniature or the same style of thing. So maybe you want to paint orc flesh. I'll find a way of getting some orc flesh going on. Maybe you want to learn how to paint power armor. We'll get some power armor. You don't need painting tuition. Like, what the fuck do you need it for? But that's our third place prize. I've got a fourth place prize we're going to announce tomorrow, and we've even got a fifth place prize, which is the Crusade Journal from GW. So that is a big set of prizes. If you want to get in on the action, exclamation point rules. Got to read the rules. There's no FAQ, it's just rules. And then exclamation point ticket to buy some tickets. There you go. For now, I'm going to carry on with a little bit of the whip while I have some well-earned apple juice. And currently, we're on some D&D characters that represent different classes that are different shaped dice. So this is clearly a thief. You said trying to learn NMM. Mate, you did a damn good job on that shield. But this is clearly the thief. I love the swag bag. Look at this cheeky little motherfucker. Nick, if that's what you want, man, we can do that. I've edge highlighted butt cracks. I had to paint a great unclean one. We edge highlighted every inch of that guy's butt crack. Unfortunately, there were a couple of inches of butt crack. It was not fun. Not fun. This guy is cute as fuck though. And again, great work on the blend on your blue for the knife. Swag bag is my favourite part of this guy though. 100%. 2 sprues? No. Prize draw happens on Monday. So we're going to do the draw on Monday. If it happens to be previous to the made to order thing stopping and you live in a foreign country, we'll order you a made to order Indomitus box from wherever it is. If it's the case that is after when we do the draw, then okay, cool. We'll just pony up, pay the postage. And also, this functional icon, thank you for that follow. Then we've got, well, that's the thief again. This is a D8, and I'm going to say it's got a mace, and therefore is a cleric. With a big fluffy tash. Yeah, sometime on Mondays is what I'm getting out of this. So, the winner will be announced on Instagram. So obviously, as you followed me as part of the competition rules, you will get a notification. But mate, this is coming off, possibly not even before tomorrow morning. It's these bits right here irritating the shit out of me. So, Spectre, we're not even close to finishing today. So slightly premature on that one. Very switch. Right, we're going to move on because we try and keep it to no more than 3 per person. So apologies, but we're carrying on through. So Commissar Alfarius, updated his Necron colour scheme. Got some Lich Guard going in there. Frozin, I know, loves him some Lich Guard. It's all good, brother. Thank you for that suggestion as well, though. Mr. D, oh, here we go. Start the silver arms, many silver arms. Well, whose fault is that? Whose fault is that? Look at all those lovely Deathwatch. Absolutely fantastic, mate. So good. Still can't believe you're getting true metallic metal for that gold shoulder pad trim. Still can't believe that's what you're doing. Crazy. But nice to see them en masse as well. Normally it's just great shots of one at a time. Nice to see a bit more of the force sort of assembled. Loophole, Slanesh Heldrone, Wardog, Kit Bash. That looks extremely disturbing. I saw your Nurgle one you did. I think it was a Nurgle one you did. Pretty positive. Nice work. Getting tired now, but we want to get the head done. We want to get the gold first highlight pass done. So, need to stay in it. Very cool, mate. Very creative. When you first joined the stream months and months ago, you were painting all of the different cables, different colours on your armigers. That's it. Yes, you got the blow drone body. Yeah. Looking great, man. Nice submarine, says Commissar Alfarius. That's cool. Good colour scheme. Looks like... I'm not sure if that's the light or the paint. Purple helmet. Purple shoulder pad. Nice bit of gold. Keep it plenty dark otherwise. It's good, man. It is good. Oh, Deathwatch on hold for the new boys, he says. Why not do these as Deathwatch? This is, of course, the lieutenant with the Volkite, I think. No, this is the captain, right? Because he's got the Iron Halo. Here's your Vanguard vest. Nice, mate. Nice. Still got to finish those Elverins. Dude, that's a long whip. It's a long whip. Nice work there, man. Good job so far. Right, we'll get to Sarah's in a second. No spoilers. We all have a Space Marine Lieutenant. This is a nice job, dude. Yeah, I like this. Good highlights on the bolt gun. Difficult to see much in the way of highlights on the armor, though. You've done the right thing by getting your shades in there. Joe AFDG. Can't work that one out. Joe, thank you for that follow, man. Welcome. So, you've got your shades in there. You've got your recesses darkened down. Helps see every other part of the armor. I can see a few highlights down there by the feet. They're very, very faint. In fact, I've now started to sort of track them everywhere else. You could do with just going up one stage further with that highlight color and just knock them in. That's the next step. There you go. You know what to do. Only other piece of advice I'd give you, the white knee pad he's got looks like it's just come over the blue, so just come in there carefully, edge down around that, knock that back a bit, and you're good. Great work on the face, good work on the skin tones, love that. Gold looks lovely. Nice work, man. Really, really nice work. Very clean ultramarine, just what we like. Okay, it's Rival Sarah time. Let's go big. Oh, it doesn't fit on my screen. Damn it. Alright, we'll go small to begin with. Okay. So we've got the butt shot first. Nice job on the cloak. So bear in mind, everyone, Sarah has never, ever in her life painted a mini before. This is her first. We've got a cape there that has got a mid-tone, it's got some shadows, it's got some highlights. First ever mini, ever. This is good, very good sense of what to do. We've got some red hair, we've got some purple going on. The hair looks like it maybe needs another coat, possibly two, just to help bring in the redness a little bit more, give it a nice solid finish to it. You've got I'm going to assume crossbow on the leg, and there's some areas there that you can do a little bit of work on, start bringing out some detail, but we'll come to that in a bit. So far, this is really good. Obsidian NL, thank you for that follow and welcome. And we've got front. She's got a banana sword. Sorry. God, I love it when that happens. It's such an absolute arse to set right. You've got to get a fucking hairdryer out and just melt it a little bit and bend it into shape, and then she's got a banana sword. That's... Okay. So this is good as well. Everything's within the lines that we can see. this is solid. This is a good achievement for first mini. There's obviously things that you can do to push it up a little level, get it to the next stage, and we'll go through we'll find one tip, like one thing to work on after we've looked at the rest of the pickies. So here we go. My photos are terrible. Here's my first ever mini. Photos are fine. Don't be silly. Although this photo is terrible because it's trying to focus on the sword and it's doing that at you. So, you know. Damien, it's loads better than mine as well. You sat in boiling water for ages too. Okay, well, it did not want to go straight. Again, good work on the cloak. You've got your shadows, you've got your highlights coming in. This is awesome. Now, this is a whip. There are things to do, and the thing that I would prefer you to focus on next, you've already done some of this on the cloak, to get your shadows. So you've got some areas on here of metal. Firelight, thanks for that follow. We've got the like shin and knee guards. You've got the crossbow U part. You've got the banana sword. All these areas of metal. What you probably don't have in your kit is a wash product. So something like one of these. What you do have in your kit is some black. And what you do have in your taps, probably, hopefully, is some water. And if you take a load of water and add a little bit of black to it, you'll get a very, 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 very thin black paint. There you go, thin with water and black. I think you need a little bit more contrast in there. So what I'd like you to do is to take some of that thinned dark mix and then try and paint it into just the recesses on those edged shin guards, onto the recesses that you might find a little bit around the hilt. I think that's the hilt, the crossbar and sword, and the banana sword. Other paint jobs related to the Win a New Army thing. These aren't, no. No. But that's what I suggest you focus on, trying to get your shadows down, and then take a brown and work on some of the other areas. So where you've got the jerkin here, you can see that sort of padded thing going on. The face could definitely do with it. You've kind of got this at the moment, and obviously that's probably not how she's going to be. We need to be a bit more like this. I can put a scarf on if it would cover half my face and do the same thing, but I can't put long hair on. But get into the eyes, things like that. Overall, you've done brilliantly, and your first mini already looks 20, 50 times better than mine. But we both know it's a long road all the way up to go from starting out miniature painter to being a accomplished and competent miniature painter. You're in a great first step though. Keep it up. Right, Phil, getting his Indomitus going on. We've got some new heads. We've got... I can't even quite work out what that head is. That looks like Bane. Dark Angel's head. I recognise that one. I think, at least. Pretty sure it's a Dark Angel's head. Heads and shoulder pads on every guy. Nice. Oh yeah, shoulder's different. This is your Judiciar. What is that head? Okay, cool. And then, oh, this is a nice one. This is a nice helmet. Very sweet, man. Very, very sweet. Sarah, I'm really glad you had fun. Miniature painting is a wonderful hobby to get into, and you have the perfect outlook for any basing material. So, ta-da. Right, Frozin, the reposed Overlord whip. That's beautiful, man. So, arms in a different position, instead of down both sides, much more dynamic. A lot of sketch work being done, so you can see where Chris is basically taking the lighter blue and just kind of put it quickly and roughly into the places he's going to get a highlight. Just sketching out the main values for his mini. I really, really like the green power weapon that you've gone with there. I think that really suits this colour scheme. But again, it's all just sketched out for now. This will all become really, really smooth, and Chris will just sort of glaze out all of these rough edges, smooth them into a beautifully finished Necron. If my minis are so crap, your mini was not crap. Do not, woman, do not start down there. It's better than most people's first mini, mine included, but mine especially. Mine looked like a blood angel had been a victim of domestic abuse. Really, really like the colours on that blade, mate. Definitely liking that. Phil, we've seen some heads, so we're going to scroll through those. Although look at this happy chappy. Nice. Very cool little conversion. And then we will do too many sprues, and then we will stop. So anyone that's gone in just after this, we're going to have to pause for a little bit, because it's now 10 to 11, and I've still got plenty of things I want to get done this evening, so we're going to need to crack on. Nice work on the shoulder pad, freehand. I think the up arrow went a little bit too far up, but it's very crisp, it's very clean. And I like your yellow as well. It's a nice strong yellow. Think eyes need a little work, he says. Let's have a look here. Yes, they do. So what you need to do there is either bring the yellow back in just underneath those eyes and sharpen them up a little bit, or you need to take the green and bring it down a bit more and create a glow effect. But to do that is tricky. Quite tricky. Yeah. Other than that though, mate, your eyes are fine. You just need to work on the separation of the green there from the yellow. The other thing you could do as well is get a very, very small amount of a green wash and just run it along the underside of that eye, just so it darkens that down a little bit and creates even more of a gap from one to the other. But what you've done is great. You've even done that little white dot as well, which is super key. And then your Pearl Gundam, how many more have we got? Oh, we haven't got many to do. Right, we'll get down to here then, and that's it. This is a tragic thing that's happened. Joe, thank you for that sub, man. Sliving Wassels, my slightly kit bash crypto. Only got the base coat of lead belcher on him. Nice. This is an old Kron. This is an Overlord with a death mark head, I think. Rich the Merciless. Dude, Chaos Marine's gonna get you. We've got some Greater Possessed in the background there. We've got a converted dude up the front. And I'm guessing that's some sort of Dark Apostle. And then another Dark Apostle just behind. And then Sarah, that was Tooney Sprue's first model. Tooney Sprue's, that wasn't a bad first attempt either. Like, let's not sell yourself short, man. That was pretty okay. He's lost his gun, he could be in the shit. Damn. That is true. That is true. He's got the Emperor's new gun. Can't see it. He's got to believe. Okay, so let's get back to painting. We're going to do the helmet on our Judiciar. So again, if you would like to win either of these two minis and the rest of the army that comes in this box for the mini that you choose, or a 3-hour painting lesson with myself, exclamation point rules, exclamation point ticket. Right, I've got about another about another hour of painting left in me before we pass out. So let's try and get through this. Here is our skull mask for our Judiciar. Okay, let's get it. We don't need to worry about the commands. Need that. Oh my god, that's fucking delicious. Need that. Gonna need that. Did we come up with a answer for how we're gonna paint the eyes? Did somebody... You're going to the Lights Open? Yes. Have you bought a ticket? Because we've got one of those to give away at some point, just not this weekend, because I want to finalise the details with the guys before I overpromise something. But if we do the giveaway for that, we will make sure there's something cool. It won't just be a ticket. It'll be either like lunch or maybe a dinner or something along those sorts of lines to have a bit of one-to-one time. With a spray can. Right there, buddy. Dickhead. Right, we'll worry about the eyes in a minute, but for now we'll just grab these colours. We'll do the bone. We create ourselves a wash out of some burnt umber. And the reason we're going to use that is because we used it and just sprayed it in on the temple region, but I want to get a little wash behind this little line and on these rivets as well. This is an air paint. I'm going to thin it right down to turn it into a wash though. Green eyes I'm not overly sold on because it's going to be green right next to the red. And I know they're contrasting colours, but for me it's always slightly jarring seeing green and red right next to each other. Especially in large volumes of one of them. We've made up our wash. Gonna emphasise a little part of this recess at the temple. Drop some of this into those eye sockets that we've got going on. Purple might be cool. Purple could be cool. The green you're talking about there, that like super pale green, almost like a mint green, like spectral ghostly green. Not overly sold on. It would work, but I'm not sold on it. That's all. So good suggestion, just personal preference on that one. Here's a little nose. Purple would be cool. Purple would be cool, actually. Got a choice for yellow. I don't want to do yellow because we've got a very yellowish bone going on here. It needs to be able to stand out. This is definitely a focal point on a miniature. We've got one of the brightest things on there, this bone head, sat on top of a black body. It really needs presence. It needs to jump out at you. Pale blue would be one of my first sort of go-to colours, and so that's probably the favourite at the moment. So there's an option for that. Now we're starting to bring out some of the detail on this skull helmet. So we've got this really deep set brow line. Just gonna glaze that in. Too many sprues! So you donated $10. The rules, you must choose pounds.
Fake money.
I know you were after 10 tickets, which is another $2 and some change, but just throw in $2 more and I'll give you 15 tickets, which is what you were hoping for. But thank you, and we will get your entries in. If not, $10 covers you for about 8. Which will be 10 by the time you get your bonus ones for having 3 tickets for each one. So let me know if that's what you prefer to do, and we'll look after you, mate. But I think I know what you were trying to do. link I showed dollars. Okay. So on the link, on the top, is top left. There's a drop down underneath the dollar sign. There's a drop down for it, and you can change that. But just chuck in $2 more, and that's kind of close. I don't remember what the cents is, but you're an old schooler. We'll make an exception this one time. It's okay, mate. It's okay. What brushes are we using? Exclamation point brushes, but we're using Winsor & Newton Series 7s, which I paint pretty much everything with that isn't using oils. And I do pretty much everything with a size 1, including eyes, which you'll see very shortly. You don't really need a much smaller brush than that. Just need to make sure it's got a good point on it, and these brushes last me a good 4 to 6 months, and when you're painting 40 hours a week with a brush, you know they're doing you a good job. Have I tried Raphael's? I haven't, not out of any reason, but these have been perfect for me every single time. I stopped buying them from Amazon recently because I heard that there were some counterfeit versions of this on Amazon. There you go, dude. Let me get you covered. Bonus ones.
Problem fixed.
Happy days. There you go. Sorted. Yeah, I heard there were some counterfeit ones, and that's obviously not what we want. We're buying the Winsor & Newtons because we want the quality that comes with that. And I think they're brilliant. Like I said, they've never let me down. They've got great lastability, and considering the amount of time I spend pushing one of these around on a Mini every week, to get 4 months out of it minimum is amazing. Jackson sending you a free replacement for your Wayward S7 back in stock. Awesome, dude. That's where I've been getting mine from for the last couple that I've ordered. Jackson Art Supplies. So that's the link in that brushes command. Right. So we've got Mellow White base and highlight. We're going to use that to highlight our skull. Then we're going to highlight our red face covering. Toonie Sprues, take 2, he says. That's another 5 tickets, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you get 1 free one as well. For that. So, but not that. There you go, champ. We'll sort it out. Thank you very much, mate. And good luck to you as well. Right. Just lay in some. So we've thinned this down, and we're using this just to start bringing in some highlights on the ridges, the raised areas of this skull. So that's obviously all the way around the eye socket, that ridge, that hard ridge that a lot of Space Marine faces have got that go up towards the forehead. This is why we're doing this before we did the red. This is not the thing to be doing nearly 14 hours of streaming in, by the way, but I want to paint the face. I want to get him assembled. So we take a picture for tomorrow morning's show. It's all put together. It looks evil as fuck. That's your limit. Dude, you were sorted on that $2. You're good. You're absolutely good. Don't you worry. Thank you. If you only wanted to stay at 15 tickets, you would have had before, I can refund that to you. So let me know, man. If that wasn't what you were after, we'll put you back to where you should be. Jay, how does one share an Instagram post to their own feed? Only share directly to one person. So what you do, you can download a third-party app like Regran or Repost, and they will both let you do it. But because a lot of people, it appears, would rather not do that, then you can share it to your story. I prefer it goes in your feed because it's obviously better, but whatever works for you. Tony Sprues, you're a gentleman. Thank you, man. Let's be honest as well, if we refund one of those, somebody else buys that ticket, that number, and that one wins. Orcs. So we're just getting a little highlight in now, along this raised area. Not too worried about doing the rivets. I did the first couple and then realised that's a dumb thing to do, because you can't really get two-stage highlight on something like that. Not without a little bit of Mexican insanity chili pepper sauce to really focus you in. Pro Jam. Oh, ban you. Flat out ban you for saying horrible things like that in here. How dare you. This is defamation of character. Tiny moth. This time, tiny moth. Last time, fucking hawk moth. That want to fight against a spider. Not a small spider. Right, got a mix of that and Menoth white highlight. We're just going to come in and do the much more prominent areas. So, little tip of the edge of the nose there. These hard ridges to the brow. Little highlight at the front of that very angular forehead. I wonder if it's all covered in a 3-hour painting lesson. If you want to learn how to wash black in a 3-hour painting lesson, that is totally up to you, my man. Totally up to you. But the first part of that lesson, we're going to take that bottle of Known Oil, open the fucking window. Woo! It's not good. It isn't good. As soon as you guys start using other washes, God, especially if you ever get to using oils, you will never ever use Known Oil again. Yeet. Yeah, yeet that motherfucker. Alright, let's come back in here. For like part of these lines. So again, like we did on those silver links much earlier on, we're just doing half of that distance. And then we'll grab just some plain Menoth white highlight now. And mix a tiny amount of our white ink into it from earlier on. So we've now got a super bright bone. This is our final highlight for this. 1 hour of Known Oil, 1 hour of brown bases, 1 hour of listening to Jay's dance music. You do Sharpies, Crown Blade, you're banned. Get out. If anyone that doesn't hang around the stream often is sat there going like, what the fuck are they still talking about? A while back there was a craze started by, or at least propagated by, some bellend on the internet who calls himself a hobby expert, who as part of his expert tutelage and guidance decided to tell everyone, oh, just use a black Sharpie on your minis, or hey man, you fed up with painting gold trim? Well, I've got a tip for you. Why don't you use a gold Sharpie and draw on your fucking minis? Listen, Mr. So-called hobby expert. Joe! Save me talking to you guys all about Robbie Bear. Joe AFDG. There we go. Let me give you your tickets. 15 for you, sir. There you go, mate. Let's mark up your bonios. Done. For in the painting tutorial, can I just hang out in Discord drinking bourbon and smoking a cigar? Yeah, man. If you want to, yeah, for sure. Only 16? Maybe? I hope I got that right. I think I did. Fish, you definitely can't get that in a painting tutorial. And that's not what the tickets buy. So what the tickets buy is definitely not sex. We can't sell that on Twitch, and frankly, I'm not selling that for £1 either. I'm a little harder to get, especially considering most of you all are dudes. It's going to be a lot more than that. Windy. So this weekend is Indomitus launch weekend, and because I absolutely love 40k, and this is the new edition of 40k, why not do something cool to celebrate it? And so what we've chosen to do is paint up 2 minis from the Indomitus box, and the minis were chosen by the community. So you guys chose to paint a disembodied head, and then the body that goes with the head, so the Judiciar. This guy is being painted up as an ultramarine, also chosen by the community, I want to point out. You guys chose an ultramarine, not me. You're the ones that love Smurfs. I kind of like them, though, so I wasn't too fast. We've got our Judiciar going on. And also, and we'll have to zoom out for this bit, because this guy is just barely small enough to fit on the screen. There we go, if we move him back a bit. And a Skorpekh Lord that is inspired by Gypsy Danger from the Pacific Rim films. So I really, really am digging this colour scheme. I love it. With the basing that we've got going on as well, and the cat hair, which is free. So there you go. These are the minis that we're painting. We're going to finish these off by tomorrow night at 11 PM. And not only first place in the raffle that we're running, not only will they win their choice of which one of these minis to have, they will win the rest of that faction from the Indomitus box set. So if you choose Marines, you get your bikes, your captains, your blade guards, your flagman, ancient, you get your chaplain, your assault intercessors, you get the lot. If you choose Necrons, you get your scarabs, your warriors, your characters, your reanimators, your Skorpekh destroyers, lock, stock, the lot. So that's what the tickets are for. We've also added to the prize pools. That's first and second place prize. Third place prize is 3 hours of private painting tuition by me. So we can go through anything you want at that point. You want to have a lesson all about, say, we did this with the flipping, whatchamacallit paint, didn't we? The contrast paint. It's okay. I know where we're starting from. Okay. Say you want to learn how to paint Necrons, and you've got a particular colour scheme you want to try out. Well, then I will make sure we are in a position to be able to help you with that colour scheme. So we can talk about the whole mini start to finish. Maybe it's just one thing you're having trouble with. Maybe like, you know what, Jay? You did a stream the other week about painting faces. I'm still having trouble with it. Can you give me a hand? So we can do that. Whatever you like. Airbrushing wouldn't be a bad shout. There you go, 3 hours worth of airbrushing tutorials. Private one-on-one lessons. It'll be over Discord. And you will ideally need to have a webcam to help speed things along. Otherwise you'll be sort of sending me lots of photos of stuff through to Discord. Show me your progress as we go through a miniature. But I think that's a pretty okay price. Rocky says if he wins, he just wants to chill out on Discord, drink some bourbon, smoke stogie. That's also cool. So I've got here, I've got a little bit of Khador Red mixed in now with a small amount of Catachan flesh, and we have glazed this down. So we've really thinned this with some water. Just so we can start working on our highlights. And the reason we've gone so thin with this is because I ideally want the shadows that we're leaving the recesses to just gently be introduced. We don't want it to be a straight, stark sumac. It's very difficult to keep on shot at that zoom level. Can you get a pro dry brushing lesson? You can. I will teach you how to dry brush properly, but that won't take 3 hours. Because we've done that one on stream a couple of times. It's extremely rare I pull out a dry brush lesson of any description because I don't like dry brushing. I think it's lazy. We're not even going to dry brush these bases. No need. It definitely was not, man. It was me. I was about to make a joke about selling my time and then thought, hang on a minute. Terms of service, terms of service, terms of service. You know. So yeah, it could be any of that. Phoenix Bruce, you've been around since before YouTube, dude. YouTube was a recent thing for us, maybe a month ago, if that. Yeah, wow, it actually might be just over that because we were painting Fish's Wraith Lord on that. We just finished Ragnar now. All we've done now is we've mixed in just a little bit more Khador Red, and we're applying this highlight to a lot of the areas we've just painted, but now we're starting to leave a bit more of a border of that previous glaze down, just to help build that red up. Now we're going to go a little bit further with this, and we're going to stay within red. We're not adding any yellow, we're not going towards orange, because I really like the idea of those blue eyes. I want it to be super cold, and I want this to be super warm. So we want it to just be red. So all we're doing is adding in even more Khador Red to our mix, but we're still leaving it as a little bit of that Catachan flesh in as well. Once again, we're glazing this down, keep it nice and thin. It's going to help get a nice smooth blends. Time flies in your mission, but stuck under quarantine. I'm not stuck under quarantine. Once again, coming back in with more red. Sure we get that top highlight right up to the edge of that mask. Very nice red so far. We've got one more highlight left to do on this guy. 154 hours of watching Jay. If you report me for stalking, how to explain that in court? Just sit there mumbling the word potato over and over and over again. I'll give you the insanity plea. You'll be okay. Cool, so one more highlight up now, and this time we're not going to mix this Khador Red in with anything. We're just going to use it on its own. And we'll glaze it, but not quite as much. So slightly thicker paint, because we want this to be a little bit more opaque of a highlight. We want it to really just sort of snap in. Fish, I mean, after 104 hours, I was insane. Does that help? What was that? What did this with top mod deaths? 383 hours. Dude, you know you don't have to be here for these all-day streams, right? You don't need to go through this pain. I love the fact that you do, and that's why we did that charitable donation earlier on as a thank you to yourself, because you fucking deserve it. You don't. If you've got other things to do, man, you can definitely do them. You could spend some time with the missus. Quality time, right? I've got to moderate! Did I've told you before? I told you on the last one, the Nurgle Demons one, because you're very apologetic about the fact you couldn't be here for the whole thing. Like, it's alright, man, it's alright. I mean, I don't pay wages. We've definitely had that chat. Like, definitely had that chat. So... I took a vacation. So, why? Watch a strange man paint little plastic dudes. Yeah. Right, blue eyes. And then it's 20 past 11. Like I said, mate. Like I said, you know. You spent some quiet time with the missus. I need to moderate right now. He's not even online. I must moderate. I'm gonna moderate his Discord. I don't know if you guys saw this at the start of lockdown. There was a dude, just a normal looking dude. He was being interviewed by somebody. It's like, you know, so you've got two options during lockdown. Option A is you stay home with the wife and the children. He just went B. He didn't even hear B, like B. God. Fortunately, my marriage never really got like that. Just you've opened the box and put it in the pile of shame. I have 3 boxes. Does that count as like a stack of shame? I'm not even really certain I feel shame. In general. Pedders, peace out, man. Cheers for stopping by. We'll see you soon. Holy fuck, what was I gonna do some sleep? Cheers, body. Waking me up at 6 o'clock this morning. Completely unnecessarily. Okay, because we're going to do this with blue, we're not going to do glowing eyes. I want these to look cold and hard eyes. I have to say, I don't like push to fit. I've actually thought these push to fit ones were probably some of the best push to fit minis I have ever seen. I think they've been really, really well done. I'd still prefer multi-part miniatures, don't get me wrong. But I think they're really, really good. Fish, that's one photo we don't need to see in the whip, by the way. Plane going over, or a helicopter. I think it's a helicopter. Right, so we are 13 and a half hours in today. Haven't seen a single mold land in his range yet. I don't know what you're talking about. You, sir, are not looking hard enough. One of the bikes has a joint to the facing of the shoulder pad on the sprue. Directly to the facing of the shoulder pad. Which is fucking criminal. That's a no. It's a no thank you, Games Workshop. Bad Games Workshop. Still gluing them, even though they're pushed to fit. Same dude. I glued the Judiciar because the coat needed to be attached so I could file that flat. And I did glue this guy in place because if you didn't, there was a slight gap between the shoulder pad. John, how you doing, man? Jay is still trooping on. This is our weathered Gypsy Danger-esque Skorpekh Lord. He's got plenty of work left to do, obviously. Loads of highlights, and then obviously all the orange in the world needs to be done. But there's that weathered, battered, broken blue cron that we were talking about. Gutted, my holiday to Tenerife just been cancelled. Government changed air corridors a few hours ago. Oh, shit. Do you have a link? Because that might be no retreat, fucking retreating. Viking holidays added to list of air corridor countries. I mean, that's no fucking. Spain removed from travel corridors exemption list. See the self-ice up to 2 weeks afterwards. No retreat, maybe retreated. No. That's a possibility. Okay. That sucks, but if it is what it is what it is. There's no point getting bent out of shape over it. I have no control over this. And frankly, there are worse things to worry about right now than me going on a holiday. So, you know, Cakefist, it will. It will. It definitely will. But thinking it'll end in a couple of months and like, oh, it'll all blow over is unrealistic. Choose flight insurance. If the government don't recommend travel, you can't get insurance. Yeah, sure. Right, so what we're doing now is we're mixing in small amounts of sickly skin to our, I think this was Geraldine turquoise that we used from Fantasy. No, Azul. Adriatic blue. Really nice bright pale blue. Sorry, not pale. Really nice bright blue. At least. This is actually a scale paint. It's from their Fantasy Games series. Oh no, it's not. It's just regular scale colour mixture. Wow. Wow, we're actually at the delirious stage where I still don't know what paint I'm using. Yeah, I mean, what can we do, John? What can we do? Is there anywhere else you can go? Can you change your ticket for something different, perhaps? Is that a possibility? I just want you and your folks to have a holiday, to be honest, mate. It'd be nice, certainly for anyone that's got a family, to be able to go away. It's the one thing that I think a lot of people look forward to every year is having that holiday. That sense of, I've worked really fucking hard for the last insert number of months here, and this is my reward. You know. Breathe hole. Peace out, man. Something that's immune suppressed, I sure hope it do. Yeah. Yeah. It is, mate. It is, although that was earlier on as well, where I accidentally sat on one of them. Lots of readjusting in the chair, and I sort of shifted forward and just tucked it underneath. Like, ooh. There we go, so we've got some tiny little white dots inside those eyes now. What we're going to do, sorry, that wasn't white, that was the sickly skin. What we're doing now is going to take a little dot of white ink and do the same thing. And that's going to give us that final, super bright highlight. There we go. So there's his eyes done. I think we slipped just ever so slightly with that last white highlight. So I'm going to grab a little bit of blue, sit right down to a wash, and then we'll just drop that into that recess. Actually, blue is the wrong colour. Let's not do that. Let's use some of that burnt umber we were using earlier on. It'll be a better solution. That's better. It's naughty. Cool, so that's the head done. Now we can get this guy assembled. So I'm gonna not be a dickhead. And then we wanted to do the first highlight pass of gold. We've got 30 odd minutes. So before we put hands on that to glue it on the dude, let's just start work on that. Let that dry naturally. I need to go back to our, God, that's very smelly. Oh, dwarven gold, that's what we're working with. Let's zoom back out just a touch so we can get this going nicely in frame. Let's get some back medication. God, that's lovely. Ever so slightly spicy. Not like chili spice, but that kind of baking spices. Undeniably smooth, very warming, slightly sweet at the finish. Whoa. So good. Right, let's start on his knee and just work up the knee. So because we have applied 2 different washes to our gold, we've changed it so much now that we can use just our base color as our highlight. Nothing added to it, nothing changed, just the base color. And what this means is we're going to get something that is much more resembling our base, which is for me perfect because I want gold to be really buttery rich color. I don't like gold when it starts becoming basically yellow silver, because it takes away a lot of the luster and the sheen and the richness and opulence that gold should show. Now there are arguments all over for using cold golds and stuff like that, but for good guys and for larger than life characters, I really want this to be super rich. Do one of those 24-hour painting marathons. Dude, last month we painted for 35 hours over a weekend. I slept for about 6 hours on the Saturday night, and then we were up till 5 a.m. after starting at 10 a.m. Sunday into Monday. All of that's up on YouTube. So if you want to watch all of that, you're more than welcome to. But we took 118 Nurgle demons from, they'd been zenithal whited over a black base coat, and finished a demon army in 35 hours. Nothing was painted off stream. Everything happened on air. That was not just painting them, that included bases. We did a Garden of Nurgle colour scheme. Nearly died. I didn't nearly die. I was fucking hanging though. It was when I turned around like that and went, oh shit, it's daylight, and that was 4 a.m. We were losing it at that point. It was definitely endurance, and the back was suffering. Strongly suffering. So, you went to bed at 4 on the Sunday. Yes, you did. We managed to get you to disappear off and have some sleep. Because you had work in the morning, whereas I had that day and the following day off, which I desperately needed because I went to bed and I couldn't sleep because it was daylight. I'm weird. Once I've woken up, I'm awake. That's me. There's no coming back from that. Don't need to paint the rosary beast. We're going to do that with our second highlight. Anything that's too small of an area to get 2 coats of paint down on, don't bother with your first highlight, because you're never going to know it's there after you've put the second one down. Obviously things like this skull belt. And before we forget, this is a skull. Not going to worry about the washes on this, because A, it's too fucking small, and B, we're going to paint the rest of the glove before we even think about any detail. Not there is much on that little ring finger. You fall asleep in about 5 seconds regardless of where you are, loud noise. No, I can't. Noise doesn't really bother me so much. I used to live just behind a nightclub, so I got used to that one. But if it's daytime, for me this is the thing, right? I'm so used to waking up in the morning feeling more tired than I went to bed. This is from Kitchens. Normally feeling like I've been stood up all night whilst I've been asleep. Getting my ass out of bed and just getting on with it, because it's daytime. Daytime is time to work, Jay. Get the fuck up and work. It's that feeling. And so it's daytime, I have to work. So I can't sleep. And it's horrible. Very, very horrible. That's how it is. So I couldn't sleep on that day, which meant I was in a real kind of funk all day. Did actually do some painting, believe it or not. Didn't know what else to do, so I did some painting. Then the following day I painted all the base rims black, and that was again about all I did that day. I was pretty done at that stage. So yeah. Oh, we've got 8 WhatsApp chats going on right now. Something must have happened. Fall asleep while having a conversation with somebody. I feel like I could fall asleep having a conversation with you. I think the only time I've ever really had like a proper damn Jay, how did you fall asleep? Was playing Warcraft at one point. We were raiding and I was really, really burnt out. tired and just a bit like gone. And I fell asleep as a pull happened, and I was second tank. I was off tank, and just like straight down. I was out. So that was the end of me. Guild was unhappy. I'm really sorry. I need sleep. Clearly, if I've fallen asleep like at that stage in a raid, then you know I need some time. I was the only druid tank in the guild, so I didn't get like benched or anything. But the guild leader had a bit of a rah moment at me and said, like, you know, when have I ever been late for a raid? When have I ever been not prepared? This, that, and the other. For you to flip your shit on me for this is pretty crazy, don't you think? He's like, actually, yeah, you're right. So, yeah, my mic was always voice activated, so fortunately, I don't believe I was snoring, and nobody made any comments about it. It was just like, where the fuck is Jay? Is he DC'd? Is he DC'd? That's apparently what they were saying, and then and then it was just like, guys, really sorry, I think I fell asleep. I just realised we could have done this red at the same time, but we've got the gloves to do. That's a tomorrow job. That's a future J job. But this is a really cool looking mini. Really cool looking mini. Oh, you're the height of a 12-year-old. What? Is that because 12-year-olds are suddenly taller than they used to be? Or is it, you know, a particularly tall 12-year-old? I will not ask questions. I don't want to know the answers. It's dinner time. Catch you tomorrow. Rocky, peace out, man. I want to see it, all right, start to finish in the whip before I start work Monday morning. So I will check the whip. I want to see you put in timestamp when it went in. Nice. Now, change the fucking topic of the conversation away from falling asleep, please. Oh. There's so many tiny highlights left to come on this hourglass thing too. This is one of my favourite things about the scale goals. You can thin them and they take it in the water really, really, really well. How the fuck is a 13-year-old 5'8"? What the fuck have you fed that child? This is not natural, Mr. Fish. Right, so on this we've got all these little areas we need to highlight up. We need this highlight to be away from these spikes so that they can have a highlight as well and remain standing out from that little surround that's going on. Judiciar's looking sweet, fingers crossed. Wow, good luck to you, man. There's a lot of tickets sold now. Quite a large chunk of them to Mr. Nick McDade. Possibly mostly because I said if he won the Judiciar, then I would repaint the shoulder pad in Dark Angels for him because he's a personal friend. I've known him for years. He's a great guy. And I'm hopefully going to Vegas with him. And I'm definitely going to Amsterdam with him. where I might end up being a Nick Wrangler at that point and might have to look after him. But Polly, that's pretty bad. Not gonna lie, that's a lot of dog hair. But Nick's got 2 white dogs. I have no idea what kind of dog they are. They are proper pointy-faced dogs. So they're real dogs. They're gargantuan, and they have fluff, lots and lots of fluff. And so at that point, his missus has to hoover every single day, sometimes twice a day, because there is dog hair all over the floor by the time they wake up in the morning. From where the dog's just like rolled around or laid on the floor. It's fucking everywhere. So you got a dog that doesn't molt. Is that one of those what's the name for it? Hypoallergenic dogs or whatever. There's definitely a helicopter outside. 100% barky shit. Yeah, not bad. God. Average or shed 2 times per year, 6 months in the winter and 6 months in the summer. Yeah, that's right. Meat just constantly produces fur and leaves it every single part of the house. I think I correctly shared the Insta post. My Insta name and YouTube name are similar. Yeah, in the Instagram post it does say if your YouTube name is different, then just pop in the thread what your YouTube name is. And like I said earlier on, mate, it was on another post that we put in later for someone to get bonus, for people to get bonus entries. If you pop in 3 friends and tag them in the post as well, then you'll get a bonus entry. So we've got a lot of info on a spreadsheet keeping track of all of these things. And tomorrow morning, before the stream, I'll try and get it up to date to now, if I can, so that Monday morning we can do the draw, hopefully relatively early on, try and catch that that winner, find out where they are in the world, and get maybe a made to order box sent out to them. But if they live in this country, great, happy days, because we can just get to the post office with their Indom box. That's not as flimsy as I thought it was. Okay. I felt it move when I was touching it. I thought, oh no, please don't. About me to miss out with paint. Damn, unlucky, man. What happened? Doesn't sound good though. And a friend of mine accidentally spill silver paint all over a Mephiston that he'd been painting for about 4 weeks or so, off and on. Really, really good painter as well. It was looking fantastic until suddenly it was. Tag people in the original post, mate, because that way I can track it. If you tag in the shared post, I've got almost no way of seeing that unless you also tag me, in which case it becomes a lot of hassle, and then they'll end up sharing your post instead of my post, and then they won't be entered, and so there you go. Taking lid fell off paint and went all over my hair, face, chest. Oh, dude. Oh, that sucks. What's worse is you said it went all over your hair, face, chest and stomach, but made no mention whatsoever about clothes. So it could have been worse. Or better. Unlucky though, man. Unlucky. Maladeus, we're going to be on for another 12 minutes, if that. So, we're just getting this gold done. We're not going to touch the Skorpekh Lord. Not again today. Because it is definitely time to take a break very, very soon. Jay needs some sleep. Definitely needs some sleep. You paint bare chested just as well, mate. I had that happen before once. And it's the sort of thing that only ever happens to you once as well, because as soon as it is, you're like, right, we clamp this shit down, like thumb over the top, and then we shake it. Yeah, I did it when I was a kid. I ended up with some goblin green all over my bedroom carpet, which my mum was substantially not happy about. It was a blue carpet with red pinstripes. And then suddenly this big patch of goblin green, and she's like, it was not fun to try and sit down for about an hour or two after she found out. Did eventually get most of it off, but not all of it. Never all of it. I built and reached out 2 boxes today. One time HQ, but I'm really scared of the crons. They're not so bad, dude. No one gets out of clothes easy on skin. That's another reason not to use Nuln Oil. It's not good, people. Dark tone. This, if you must use a wash product, this is the one. This one. Right, now we've got to paint these little feathers super carefully so as to preserve the recesses. Otherwise, if we start getting this into the recesses, we may as well rewash all of the hourglass. So, very thin paint, very light brush pressure. Ideally, it would help if we could still see at this stage, but we're kind of guessing. A little bit more water. This was not the thing to do at the end of day. It's okay. Now we'll get the face out of the camera. Earlier on, the bit behind, I'm not going to do too much because I want that to be in shadow from the Judiciar. Got this cross to do. We will have to do some of this section, but not all of it. But 93, I split a whole pot of sunset yellow. It would have been sunset yellow, yeah, on a light blue carpet. It didn't exist in 93. It's okay, man. I feel really sorry for you though, because you missed the 80s, and the 80s were fucking great. Kids nowadays wish they were born in the 80s, because the 80s were fucking great. M. Peters, dude, you snuck in. How's it going, man? You just caught us. We're wrapping up real soon for today. What are Your number's 659. Right? Yeah, 659. Must have to copy and paste because otherwise 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15. Get those in this one. Okay, 15 checks out. There you go, sir. You all sorted out. He said the best cartoons, yes. Best TV programs. I think now we're in the golden age of TV is right now. And shit, social media didn't exist. Neither did Twitch. I like Twitch, but rock and metal was amazing. I was gonna say you missed music. Yeah, I think right now this is where TV is at its best. I don't mean like for all the shit reality TV that we end up having to have broadcast all over. None of which I watch because it's not reality TV. None of it's real. It's all edited. As soon as it's edited, it's not real. Miss being able to see Pantera live. That makes me sad. I've never seen a lot of bands I wanted to see. I'd love to watch the Foos live. They're still going. I really should. Never happened. Five Finger Death Punch. Love them. Love to watch them live. Their current new song. I didn't get up today. Gonna give up today? No, I can't remember it. It's gone. But their video is awesome because it was shot during the pandemic, and what was meant to be this really big Hollywood production video couldn't be. Because suddenly the other cast couldn't be in it, and their crew went from being like 15 people to 3. So not a lot going on there. Ooh, Soulless Foe. Let's get you in on the ticket list.
I'll sneak one in.
I'll sneak one in. Yeah, you will. Ill. Oh, Clip Club's got 14 highlighted. 15. There you go. 5. Yeah. Cool. The draw is going to be about 11 o'clock PM tomorrow afternoon. Afternoon? That's definitely tomorrow night. Definitely tomorrow night, not afternoon. So you've got all of tomorrow. So if you're still on the fence about, do I want a ticket? Is this something that I really want? You know, he hasn't finished painting it yet. Is it going to be any good? I mean, time will tell, but I'm feeling confident it's going to look good right now. I like it so far. And remember, we've expanded the prize pool, and tomorrow morning we'll announce another prize. First place gets whichever of these 2 minis they would like. They then get that faction out of the box. So you get all the Krons if you chose the Kron, you get all the Marines if you chose the Marines. There's no mix and match. You can't have the Marine Kron, you can't have the Kron Marine. That's a no. Second place gets the other mini and the rest of the toys out of that box. Third place gets 3 hours of private painting tuition over Discord by myself. So we can work on anything you want. We could do even like sculpting. You want to do creative bases like I do here. You'll have some homework, some things to get beforehand perhaps, but you could do something like that if you wanted. Loads that we can do. Anything you want. Miniature related. Inks, we are very nearly finished. In many senses of the word. We're just putting the final brushstrokes on the first highlight of gold, and then we are calling it a day. We have streamed now for very nearly 14 hours today. Just kind of what we expected to do. So we've done okay. We've hit our target. And we have pretty much hit where we wanted to be for painting. I'm going to put aside about 2.5 hours to do the bases, which means we need to get the minis themselves painted up. Oh, there's one other thing we're going to do before we finish. I'm going to get the minis painted up by 10, 9, half 8. Call it by 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. So if we can get the rest of these guys finished off by 8 tomorrow, that includes a load of OSL, a fuckload of edge highlights on this dude, then we're in a really, really good place. But right now, still don't you having miniatures early? Well, I'm afraid you can suck. I don't care. Look, I do a lot of work for the people that provided me with that box. And I didn't ask them for any special treatment, but they knew that this weekend's stream was happening. I said, look, you know, if you need to collect yours early, we can't do that, but what we can do is we could give you the store copy for you to paint some miniatures, and then when you get your box you could swap it over. Seems legit to me. Really should have tried dry fitting this first, but a bit late now. Oh yeah. Turn that ever so slightly. That's better. That's better. So there we go. This is where we're going to draw the line on today's stream. We have done a lot of work today. Let's be honest here. There's some credit due. We've done loads of airbrushing. We've got all our base coats down. We've got all our airbrushed highlights down. We did things like the sword. We've done the shoulder pad. All of these things through the airbrush. We've done loads of little highlights on armor. We've done some painted battle damage on this guy. This guy's still very pristine, very new, but this one definitely, as you see, weathered. We've done some freehand prior to doing that, just so we can make sure that freehand looks like it's not fresh. We've done loads of metallics, which I hate painting, and we've done the first coat of gold on this guy. Well, I just realized we missed flat edge of the hilt of his sword. Need to get a highlight in there. So tomorrow morning we're going to start off finishing the gold highlights. Well, we'll do the base coat gold on there. We'll finish the gold highlights, then that's all the metallics done and dusted. We'll then do things like the gun on this. We'll do the edge highlights on the Skorpekh Lord himself. We've got some freehand to do on here. We've got a U symbol to do for our ultramarines. We've got some more highlights on all of his cloak and some washes to go on there. So still plenty to do. Got to get all of that done by, I reckon, 8 PM tomorrow. If we can do that, then happy days, because that then means that we've got plenty of time tomorrow night to get these bases looking sick. You know we're going to be getting some of that UV resin out and getting some water effects going on in here. You know we're going to be working with pigments and making sure we've got very realistic finishes on our bases and weathering on our minis. And you know, we're going to be getting some of those Rival Crafts static grass tufts out as well. So thank you to everyone who tuned in today. Some of you have been here since the very start of the day, and I love you all. Could not do this without you. But for now, let's go find someone to raid. We won't run the credits tonight because I need to go. Let's see who we got. Reiner hangs out here a fair bit. We could definitely go see what he's working on. Oh, he's working on something cool. I don't know what this is. It looks like some sort of ogre or troll, maybe a minotaur, holding a great big whamming club. This will do. So we're gonna go over to Reiner 72. When we get there, give this guy some love, get some hype in the stream, spam those emotes, and be back here 10 AM tomorrow where we can carry on painting these two, where you guys can win these mini stream Indomitus box set, painting lessons with me, and more for entering the raffle. Link for what? Oh, just follow the rating. You'll be good, dude. Peace out, everyone. See you in the morning.